This formula shows how much damage stress is causing you both physically and mentally. And specifically in this video, I'm going to share with you how meditation does reduce the damage stress is causing you by changing the variables we have in this formula. Because the damage stress is causing you is simply the intensity of the stress experience multiplied by the time for how long you experience the stress. And that meditation can reduce stress is probably nothing new to you. But what's going to be new for you is to learn how meditation does actually do that. And that understanding could be the missing link that you may need to make the meditation practice that somehow isn't working for you work. Or it can give you the motivation you need to start meditation, to give it a try, so you can finally become a person who is less affected by stressful situations. And if you stick till the end of the video, I'm also going to share with you one video I created to help you make meditation a normal, everyday habit. So how does meditation reduce the damage that stress is causing you to your body and your mind? To understand that, we need to understand where those variables I stress and T stress come from. And that's why I've drawn out this diagram. So let's go through it step by step. First, let's look at this part of the diagram, which shows what actually happens when we get stressed by an event. Now, this event can literally be anything. It can be a person, it can be a situation, it can be a flat tire when you're driving your car to work, it can be an email you receive from someone that puts you in the mode of stress. So this event happens, it comes from the outside and it puts you from your normal state, which is relaxed, into the stressed state. It puts you from here to here. So you now feel stressed. That by itself is normal, by the way. It's because the stress response is a healthy, normal mechanism built inside us to help us survive. And the stress response only becomes a problem when you rest in the stressful state for a longer period of time. And that's why you recognize the variable from the equation I showed you before, which is T-stress, which is basically the lifetime of your stressed state. Now, normally this time, how long you feel stressed under normal circumstances, is relatively short, and you would relax back naturally into the relaxed state quite fast. However, for most people, this feeling of stress lasts quite long, so long in fact that it has become chronic stress, which means even though the event is gone for a long time, they still feel stressed. They still find it unable to fall back into the state of being relaxed. And the reason for this is, which is indicated by this red dashed line, is that there is a trap that this state cannot naturally dissipate back into the relaxed state. It's kept in the stressed state. The natural impulse for relaxation is prevented. An effective way to stay stressed is to think about the event even though it has already disappeared. And that's why this is also called the thinking trap, which is basically just thoughts going through your head about this stressful event that happened already a while ago and is no longer present. However, you still feel stressed, you still find it unable to relax because the thoughts keep circling around in your head. That's why one of the major factors that extend the time we feel stressed are thoughts. In other words, if you would reduce the thoughts or change it so that this state is allowed to dissipate into a relaxed state, then the time you experience stress would be much shorter and the damage you cause to your body would also be shorter. And that's exactly what meditation can help you achieve. And that's why meditation can reduce the damage that stress is causing to your body. Because it can reduce the time you experience the stressful state. Because it can remove the thinking trap by letting go of thoughts, or it can help you reframe thoughts so that you no longer feel stressed, but the natural relaxation is allowed. Now, the second thing that meditation can do to reduce stress and the damage stress is causing you, it can shorten the gap between the relaxed and the stressed state. And that is where the intensity of stress comes from, which is simply the width of this gap. So the intensity of the stress, or I stress, simply means how much stress you feel when a certain event happens. And you've probably noticed it in people, that certain people get more stressed, have a higher I stress in the same event than other people who have a shorter and a lower intensity of stress, even though for both people the same event happened. And that's the second major thing why meditation reduces stress. It's because it reduces the gap width and therefore the intensity of stress you feel when a certain event occurs. And that happens because you're no longer evaluating that event as that serious, as that threatening. So now you can see how meditation can affect the damage that stress is causing you by lowering the intensity of the stress you feel when a certain event happens, and also by lowering the time you experience stress. And so you can faster relax into the ground state by removing the thinking trap, by reframing the thoughts you have so that the natural relaxation happens much faster, and also the gap of the width of the gap is much lower. However, to make those changes, it takes time, it takes consistent practice, because these are changes that happen neurologically in your brain as new neural networks change and form and connect. An easy way to do that is to simply turn your meditation practice into a normal daily habit that you can stick with for a long time. And that's why I've created this video for you, to show you how I've done it, how I've turned meditation into a normal everyday habit. So make sure to check it out. If you enjoyed this video, I'd like to receive more videos like that, so just subscribe to the subscribe button in this corner of the video. What is one situation you would like to be less stressed about? Leave a comment below, I'd love to know.